Hello, it's Women's Play and we're back with another video. What are we doing today?
So the big news story, Trump versus Cyril Ramaphosa. That was the biggest news story of the week, and that was the one I was waiting to talk about the most. That's why we didn't make a video this week so far, because I was just waiting for Cyril to talk to Trump and then talk about that. But before we get into all of that and the mess that happened there, let's just check out this clip first, and then you tell me what you think.
Guys, the meeting between Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa was so tense. Watch this.
Matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all racist. Those are all deaths. Yeah. And just put this on. It's right behind you, Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one.
The two individuals that are in that video that you've seen are both leaders of opposition minority parties in South Africa. We cannot have those people sitting in the union building.
Why wouldn't you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation.
So when watching that whole interaction happen, what were your thoughts?
I don't want to lie. Like this person was saying, it got tense. Like that moment was tense. Like everything was like, smooth sailing, especially in the beginning. But when it got to that moment, Trump came with guns blazing. I was a little underwhelmed with the response that he had for that part. But like for the part of Trump playing all of that, I didn't expect that. But then I did expect something. He's gonna probably show something.
So this whole meeting was very anticipated.
Yes.
Most South Africans who are invested into this whole story was anticipating this meeting with Cyril meeting Trump. And a lot of people were hoping that Cyril gets humiliated.
Yes. No, my friend, I did not see that one happening.
So I am hoping Cyril Ramaphosa gets the Zelensky times 10 treatment. I'm hoping.
I don't understand South Africans
wishing
that
your
their
own
president
would be humiliated in another country. That's kind of weird and twisted.
They wanted him to get humiliated in front of the world. This is the first thing I want to talk about, is that people are very selfish. Right? You need to think about the collective. You need to think about South Africa and South Africa's image as a whole. It's a very bad look if our president gets humiliated. You might find it funny. Yes.
But an image is not something that's easy to a good image is not something to easily regain again. That might be something that sticks with you guys for, I don't know for how long. And nobody cares whatever good you do. But that distasteful thing will stay with you. It will be linked to you for good. So it shows if anybody wishes that, they're not very patriotic.
Yeah, they're very selfish, and they don't think about the collective. They don't think about the whole. So it is of everyone's best interest that South Africa and Cyril is seen in a good light.
Absolutely.
Like, we have our issues.
Yes.
And trust me, none of us here voted for Cyril.
And none of us even like him like that. And
we hate the ANC, and we don't like what the ANC is doing and how bad they are. But he is our president.
He is our president.
There's nothing we can do about that.
And on the day that our president goes and represents us in another country, we will stand behind that person.
So the next thing is, what did Cyril actually go there to try and do? So Cyril went to the States to negotiate bilateral trade. And to basically reestablish our relationship with the USA, right? So based on his press conference after this whole meeting, he succeeded.
That was successful, absolutely.
I do believe that our visit here has been a great success. We've been able to achieve what we set out to achieve re-engagement with the US, to put the issues of investment and trade on the table, and to ensure that we continue engaging through the the various other formations. It's good that his Secretary of Commerce was sitting right next to him, and they continued exchanging how our continued engagement will happen. So all in all, I'm rather pleased. I go back tonight having a sense that we have done well.
Mission success to Cyril. So all I can say is well done to Cyril for that.
Yeah.
Like things weren't looking that good, but he went there, he stood on business, he got what he needed to get done, he got the job done, and he came back.
Yeah.
So now getting into the meeting now, getting into this public display. So that whole meeting was about optics.
Yes.
And it was about narrative.
Yes. Yes.
So Trump went
Absolutely.
in there. Trump went into this meeting wanting to prove to the American people why he's taking in refugees from South Africa.
And it had to work well for him as well. Everything depended on that because people are having him in his country about doing that.
But here's where it goes from cruel to despicable. While cutting off food aid to Sudanese families living through an actual genocide, you're fast-tracking white South Africans for refugee status under a manufactured claim that they are the victims of genocide. You tried to block the admission of individuals who had already been approved to come here as refugees while making bogus claims to justify granting such status to Afrikaners. You've made a mockery of our country's refugee process, turning it into a system of global apartheid where political ideology and race more than truth or need matter.
So it's like he's not resting. Every single day he's made to answer why is he letting in, and obviously his image also is tainted by it in some way because people obviously are making it racial to some degree. So it's like he had to come in with like, I have to prove that I'm right about this.
The American people were not happy with the fact that he stopped the refugee program for every other country and gave an exception to white South Africans to come in as refugees. The American people have been questioning him since this has been happening. So Trump had to come out and show the people why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So to me, that's why he came out so strong with this. Because he didn't wanna come out to the people and look like he was wrong.
Yeah.
And look like he was misinformed.
Yeah, misinformed. Even though maybe later he did realize it, but he had to stand on business because he already sent out the word or whatever.
Yeah. So Trump will never openly admit that it's wrong. He'll never openly admit it. In this whole meeting, as you saw, Trump was driving the narrative.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Cyril and team were not as prepared
as they should have been.
As I would have liked them to be. Because when Trump pulled out that video, everyone was like, you
could see the anxiety in their eyes and their faces, like.
So when Trump pulled out that video as one of his evidence for the white genocide, that doesn't look good.
At all.
It doesn't look good.
At all.
South Africa's image.
At all.
Seeing Julius and some of the people, these radicals, say all these things.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to explain to somebody who's not.
I low-key feel like we effed up by not like declaring those things as hate speech.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like we messed up. Although we may have a history with them and things like that, but you can't deny when something is hate speech within the thing. That is hate speech. That's saying kill the boy, kill the farmer is hate speech. So it's like, we get the sentiments behind it, but obviously I don't want to go too much into it, but I really think we messed up. Because it's like, so now we look like people who don't reprimand bad. You know what I mean? Like, so it's okay. So low-key, you saying this behavior is okay. Is that what you said? Because now we would have had so many legs to stand on had we said, this is hate speech. This is unconstitutional, what they are doing.
So obviously, I think Cyril and team were not expecting Trump to play that video. He was probably assuming that it was just going to be a discussion, and Cyril and Cole were just expecting a conversation, and Trump came with his evidence. First it was the video, and then it was the newspaper articles of all the farm murders that have happened. Trump was there to try and prove a point.
Yes.
He was there to try and prove a point.
Indeed.
And Cyril, unfortunately, he was not ready to combat that kind of that kind of evidence that Trump put to him. Because if Cyril like just came with some stats, the only way you can refute this kind of stuff
is with
stats.
Yes.
First of all, Trump's evidence is very weak.
Yeah.
If that's his evidence for genocide,
it's very
weak. If you notice, Trump barely gave Cyril enough time to speak and finish what he's trying to say.
In some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The
been
farmers are
utilized.
black. The farmers are not black.
We
I don't
now-
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black.
If you notice,
Yes.
whenever Cyril had to respond to something,
No. And Cyril's not the type, he's a gentleman, he won't jump in your mouth also and
Trump was speaking over Cyril most of the time. Whenever Cyril tried to get his point across that
yes.
what he might be saying is wrong, or he might give his own explanation as to what is happening.
Listening
but Trump was not listening at all.
He was just listening to respond. He was responding while the person is talking hasn't even made their point.
So that was very clear to see. And if you just watch that whole interaction play out, you could see that Trump was trying to drive the narrative. He wasn't allowing Cyril to speak.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowing Cyril to rebuttal
yes.
any of
and
these
then
claims that he's making.
Go left.
Out of all of this happening, Trump got his point across that no, there's a white genocide happening. There are officials in government calling for the killing of white people, and then he provided evidence that these are the people that have died.
Yes.
Social media looked through the tape properly.
Like, my friend, this is Congo. This is
and saw that some of the newspaper clippings that Trump was providing as evidence was not even related to South Africa at all. It's not even related to the white genocide that he's talking about. So Trump is actually falsifying.
Almost none is.
Trump is actually falsifying information here to prove his point.
Not a good look on him, my friend.
Which is not a good look. But anyway, this whole meeting was about optics. It wasn't about facts, how things are supposed to look. And Trump painted a very bad picture of South Africa. Cyril's job was to basically debunk all these claims. He did a very poor job at that. But in his defense, he wasn't given much of a chance to speak. In his defense. But I wish he was better prepared. I wish he had stats to prove that it's not a race thing, because Trump made it look like it's a race thing.
And at some point it felt like he was going like this with, when he had to talk. Because when you know what you're going to say, you hit. You hit. That for me is someone who's like, they trying to find what to say, So I don't think he was prepared. Even with that of Trump not giving him opportunity to speak, but I feel like he was ill prepared. But I love how he handled the meeting.
So the beautiful thing about Cyril, and this is what I appreciate about him being president, his diplomacy.
Absolutely.
Sitting there in the Oval Office with the President of the United States grilling you is about as high pressure as it gets.
Absolutely.
In the world, it's about as high pressure situation as it gets.
Yeah.
The President of the United States is grilling you in front of the world. And
most people, in front of the
most people lose their composure. Most people act out.
Yeah.
And that's where Trump enjoys it. But Fortunately for us,
disappointing for some.
Cyril is very composed.
Absolutely.
He's very calm.
Absolutely.
Even in the heat of it all, he stayed calm.
Many South Africans were filled with a great deal of concern and fear that we will have a Z moment and all that. That did not ensue. And I know that you yourselves as the media, you wanted to see drama and something really big happening. And I'm sorry that we disappointed you somewhat when it comes to that.
He stuck to his game plan.
I give it to him.
Luckily, his game plan was good.
Yeah.
Because he came with
a strategy.
He came with a strategy.
Entourage.
He came with people that Trump respects.
Absolutely.
Trump listens to people that he respects.
Talk about respect.
Trump wasn't listening to Cyril at all.
No.
And he wasn't listening to John Steenhuisen as well when John Steenhuisen chipped in.
No, my friend. No.
But as soon as Trump gave his friends and the people that he respects the opportunity to speak,
yes,
that's when he started to listen.
Oh, and you could see in his face, like, yeah, he's listening now. Now he's taking.
So the game changer in all of this, like I said, Trump wasn't listening to Cyril, and he didn't listen to Steenhuisen. But when he gave the golfers that Cyril came with and Johan Rupert as well a chance to speak about the situation, those are the people that he actually listened to. The one thing that I wanted out of this whole meeting was for SA to portray this whole issue as a crime issue.
And it is.
That's the one thing that I wanted.
We've got a crime issue, not racial wars or racial genocide or anything like that. At this point, we just have a crime issue.
So Trump's narrative is that government is racially targeting white people in a genocide. The narrative that Cyril is supposed to spin on this is that no, it's a crime issue. And that's the truth. If you look at our crime statistics, white people make up less than 1% of all the murders that happen in South Africa yearly. If you look at the crime statistics. So how can you call that a genocide when black people die at a much higher rate than white people? That's what I hate about racism, actually. Like, this issue is affecting everybody, and it's affecting white people the least. But they're making it about them.
Yes.
They're making this issue about them.
Yeah, but also then they say when you say that, it's like, well, mustn't we care about our lives now just because?
No, care about everybody's lives.
Absolutely.
That's my point.
Don't make it racial. Say, hey, we are suffering here. People are dying.
So the reason why I hate this whole white genocide narrative is because we know here in South Africa that we have a major violent crime issue.
Yes.
And white people are not as affected as everybody else is.
Yeah.
Black people and colored people die the most in this country. By far more than any white person does. That's what makes this whole thing
sad.
So bad. And it's going to be very difficult to move past this and try to unite again. Because we see what you are now.
Because you see yourself as a victim alone, isolated.
Your lives matter more than anybody else's lives. But anyway, so the saving grace in this whole thing, right, was when Johan Rupert himself told Trump that this is not just happening to white farmers, it's happening to everybody.
Johan, please.
Sorry, Mr. President, if you had to wind all of those tapes properly, you will see I'm the biggest target of that Ramaphosas. Number one for over 10 years, Mr. Malva. In fact, the first time I met him, he was in the youth league with that gentleman. And look how he's changed.
Right.
We have too many deaths, but it's across the board. It's not only white farmers, it's across the board. And we need technological help.
When he told Trump that,
who would have known?
Trump's whole demeanor changed.
And he stopped saying that. He stopped being like white genocide, farmer. He chilled after that, like completely.
Like, pay attention. Before Rupert spoke, Trump was on the offense.
Yes.
He was very aggressive.
Yes.
He was trying to get that point across that no. Whatever Cyril said, but you're killing. Oh, but these people taking land and all. He was talking over Cyril all the time.
Yeah.
When Rupert told Trump that it's not just white people, everybody is dying, he stopped. And he even allowed the other people to speak. And we even got a nice speech from President of Kosatu, where she even elaborated more that black women are dying at a much higher rate.
But lastly for me, President, is also the issue of the crime statistics. There is no doubt about it that we are a violent nation, for a number of reasons, and we're not condoning anything. But also if you go into the rural areas, where black majority are, you would see women, elderly, being raped, being killed, being murdered, and these are black elderly women that would be found throat slits, raped multiple times, and all of that. And the problem in South Africa, it is not necessarily about race, but it is about crime. And we think that we are here to say, how do we, both nations, work together to reset, to really talk about investment, but also help us in how we can have the technology and everything that is needed, President, to really address the levels of crime that we have in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ultimately, it was looking bad.
Yeah.
But the team saved it.
The team saved it.
The team saved it in the end.
It was going like this, but the team shemmed it.
So that whole Oval Office meeting, it could have been worse. It could have been better, but the outcome for me, it was good enough. The delegation got the message across that it's not a racial thing, it's a crime thing.
Yeah.
The team did a good job. They did what they could under the circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm happy with how that meeting turned out. Cyril didn't get humiliated. He was ambushed. He was surprised,
but definitely not humiliated.
Yeah, he was overlooked, but
not
he wasn't
given a chance to speak.
Yeah, he wasn't humiliated. He did well. He remained composed. He remained calm, which is what I wanted him to do.
Absolutely.
And then I wanted him to spin the narrative to say that no, it's not a racial thing. It's a crime thing, which is what they did. I'm happy about the outcome, but you guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys in the next one.